Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. The folders are bursting, so we've just got to move. We've just got to go because obviously we did a Wyatt 6 video yesterday. People seem to enjoy that, so big thank you for all the feedback. But now we need to get into the folders. We're going to start with this. So this is Machine Gun Kelly being on Logan's podcast saying that Randy Orton was talking shiz about him. And he said he went to confront Orton with an FU reply, right? And he's saying that his boys were there and they didn't know if this was scripted and all this kind of stuff, right? So I never saw this controversy today. I never saw this clip. So Spartan, shout out to you. And this is Randy's response from just an hour ago. So here we've got like the big nose, the Pinocchio, the you're telling fibs, you're telling lies at Machine Gun Kelly, right? That's Randy responding to Machine Gun Kelly, claiming that he went up to Randy and said F you because he was feeling disrespected, right? Then Kevin Owens has come in again an hour ago. And Kevin, I think, is sort of proposing a tag match. That's the vibe I get here. So Machine Gun Kelly and Logan, Randy and Kevin. And this is why I'm wondering if this is just a little bit of work. Is it that it's going to build to something like this? Is this going to build to some tag match when we move to Netflix, or maybe when we go and move, maybe like, you know, the first week of SmackDown is going to end up being Randy and Kevin taking on Logan and Machine Gun Kelly? Are we planting the seeds for that, or is this a very real situation? So at the moment, I'm leaning work, but just something for you to be aware of. Something else for you to be aware of, which we did a separate video on this. I was saying during our NXT stream, sometimes news comes through that is too big for unseen. Obviously, the tragic passing of Sid was too big to wait for unseen, so we did a video for that. But I also think this news about NXT and the Performance Center leaving Florida, going to Las Vegas, that feels like it's too big to wait. So Wrestlevotes put this tweet out. We did a video on it, talking about how the biggest news coming out is that the WWE Performance Center will be moving to Las Vegas in the near future, right? So Cal, thank you, but Cal wasn't alone. Loads of people tagging me in this news. Now, Wrestlevotes are a trusted source, right? I'm not interested in fake news. I don't care what John down the road is saying or what he thinks is heard. I'm only interested in having conversations about actual proper wrestling news, right? Good stuff. And Wrestlevotes is a trusted source, right? But so is Sean Ross Sapp. Now, at the time that I did the video, Sean Ross Sapp actually came out and said sources at the top of WWE and TKO have told Fightful Select that they're not planning to move the WWE Performance Center to Las Vegas. We're told that Mark Shapiro was making a point that Vegas is a destination and that having a presence there is on the table, right? So they've come out with something very different, Fightful. So they've come out and said, no, they're not looking to move the Performance Center. So for me, right, I would now look to see Wrestlevotes. What are you going to say? If Wrestlevotes come back and tell me we've made a mistake or our sources got confused or something like that, then I would take the video down, right? And it would just be that, you know, there's been some confusion. They're not saying that, right? Wrestlevotes came back again. Marco, shout out to you. I've reached back out to the source after the follow-up from Sean Ross Sapp. They are still confident in our initial reports about Vegas. I'm also told this is not an overnight thing and it could take some time. So Wrestlevotes are standing firm. Wrestlevotes are saying, this is what we're being told, right? Now, Sean Ross Sapp's hearing something different. So what does this mean for you? I would say just be aware of the full picture. This is very, very unusual to have Wrestlevotes post a piece of news and then have it debunked by Sean Ross Sapp, another very trusted source, right? Again, this isn't like, you know, Instagram news, or this isn't like TikTok news. This isn't coming from nobodies. We're talking about Fightful. We're talking about WrestleVotes. These are two heavyweights in my mind. So seeing them kind of both coming at this from a different angle is very interesting. But listen, WrestleVotes claim to have this story, and they're really standing by it. So this is where we are, basically. They've basically said it could take some time. We'll have to see how this plays out, but they're standing by their initial report. And I trust WrestleVotes. I think WrestleVotes have shown themselves repeatedly to have good sources. So I trust them. So this is a tricky one, to be honest. It's a tricky one. I've watched it kind of unfolds, and I'm sticking with them. I mean, they're telling me this. I trust them. We're going to have to wait and see. Sean Rossap said, WrestleVotes gets good information. They're nowhere comparable to Zero News. So that's the latest, basically. That's the whole situation. So I think it's just good for you to have the full picture, right? And to be aware of everything that's going on here. So seemingly mixed messages, seemingly two different sources being told two different things. So that was that. We've got, obviously, the Sid stuff. Let's work our way through the Sid folder. Here's Booker T. Said, without Sid Vicious, I don't think my brother and I would have made it to WCW. His impact on the business was undeniable. He paved the way for so many of us. My deepest condolences to his family during this difficult time. WWE is saddened to learn about Sid's passing, of course. Big Bronson Reed just putting this Survivor Series image out. Classic. Love that. Here's Triple H. He says, a two-time WWE champion, the master and ruler of the world. Few performers in the history of our business have had the look, the intensity, and the ability to connect with the audience quite like Sid's. My thoughts are with Sid's family, friends, and fans. So that's lovely. And this is a big one. So TJF 1983, thank you. Shawn Michaels, this is big. So saddened to learn of the passing of Sid, an unforgettable presence, and it can't be overstated how big of a role he played in creating the Heartbreak Kids. His work, legacy, and influence will inspire our business for generations to come. And here's Nick Aldis. So I was such a mark for Sid when I was a kid. He was a cartoon character in real life. He represents an era in my fandom that I have always got great affection for. To this day, whenever I think of Sid, I always turn into a 10-year-old kid again and say Sid was awesome. I don't care what you lot think, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, he is, Sid was someone that kind of divided opinion. I think that he was awesome, but he was also someone that, I don't know, he was kind of being positioned as the next Hogan, the next Lex Luger. He was the next big guy. You know, he was going to be the guy that was going to take this company forward. And I don't know that the fans ever quite gravitated to him quite in that way. I just think we were trying to put a square peg through a round hole. There was a place for him on the card, high up on the cards. I don't know that he quite fitted that Roman Reigns, John Cena, Hulk Hogan spot. And I think that kind of hurt the way some people look at him, because some look at him as a bit of a failed experiment, really. But I think that's so unfair, because he was far from failed. I mean, he's someone that succeeded in WWE, succeeded in WCW, you know, won world titles and was ever present. And, you know, really meant a lot to a lot of people. And, yeah, nothing but respect, man. This was really, really sad news, somber news. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? That's the way it goes, unfortunately. We've only just come off the passing of Afa. Obviously, we're just remembering losing Bray last year. And, of course, we lost Terry Funk last year. It's a sad reality. Right, let's have a look at Uncle Howdy. We normally don't leave it this late, but a few bits in here. So here we've got Zach saying, it ain't anything crazy, but I found the exact jacket that Uncle Howdy uses on Etsy. My man Howdy has got that cash because this cost $4,000. So look at that. Look at that jacket. And apparently it is exactly the same. So apparently that looks to be pretty much, I mean, the bits on the arms all look the same and everything. So yeah, I mean, that does not look like a cheap jacket in all fairness. But yeah, great shot here. So WWE Ethan said a different angle shot of Uncle Howdy with the lantern. Awesome shot of Uncle Howdy from Raw tonight. I can't stop looking at that thinking it's a $4,000 jacket. But that is a great image. So Zach, thank you. Really appreciate the info, but you can see that got viewed nearly 10,000 times. So very good. Very good. Right, here we got Real Picks, who says, Bacon Jason, quick question. So, Jason Baker. Did you perform the first in-person version of Uncle Howdy, this one? In my opinion, it doesn't look like Taylor playing him. The stature looks a lot like yours. Can you give me some insight? Do you know, that's true because I never thought that was Bo. I struggled with that being Bo. Because I agree, like, the face looks a bit fuller, right? I mean, it just, I agree. Well, interestingly, look, Jason Baker responded with that, right? Which obviously doesn't really confirm anything, but equally doesn't deny anything. And so, was that Jason? He's kind of left it a bit of a mystery in all fairness. Was that Jason? I think it does become Bo. At some point, obviously, we've seen the image of Bo being Uncle Howdy, but that was when we got the bit of the mask that was removed. This is a full face mask. And it's hiding a lot more. So, yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting response. JC here, Jake said, don't know if you saw, but Jason confirmed he was Howdy. I don't know that this is confirmation. It's cheeky. It doesn't really confirm anything. It just leaves it a bit of a mystery. But who do you think this was? Do you think this was Bo? Or do you think the fact it was a full face mask means that it was Jason? I think Jason probably makes sense. Jason played the Fiend character when Bray returned, right? So you might remember at Extreme Rules, we had the Fiend in the crowd. Well, that was played by Jason. So he has got a history of doing that. So interesting. Anthony said, in reference to the key that was in the hair, remember, Bray said Windham is the key. That's very interesting as well. We did spend a long time talking about the key in the hair. I thought it was a good theory. I wanted to make sure that we included it because I thought it was very good. And obviously there's been a lot of doors opening and stuff like that. And doors seem to be ever present, don't they? We know that Nikki came through the door. We know that there's the bit in She. You know, I can show her the door. She must walk through it and all that stuff. So this key is definitely interesting. But yeah, that is very true. Bray did say Windham is the key. So I like that from Anthony as well. I like that. Now, Spartan, thank you. And SlamX, thank you. SlamX doing a fantastic job as always. Right, so we do have this. So this is from Mika Rotunda. Can I actually whoosh this over? Will this whoosh? Will I go full screen? Let's go full screen. Yeah. I have not read this, but wow, it's long. So it says, before I talk about the homage, I want to brag on just Taylor for a second. So this is nice. This is Mika, which is Bray and Bo's sister, just, you know, talking about Taylor. So last night was Taylor's first full match in 5 years. For those who may have missed the news, Taylor actually broke his neck in October of 2019. He came home to heal. Then COVID hit. Then he got in the best shape of his entire life. And then he was released in 2021. This is the side of the business that most people don't notice or want to talk about, the lows. But to praise people in the raptures of the highs or critique them from the sidewalks outside the arena. I'm lots of emotions for my brothers, but proud will always stand as number one, no matter what. And last night, Taylor did something that most could never muster the courage to do. Rise again. For any and all who watched and marveled last night, this was very surreal for my family to watch for a number of reasons. When you're the last match on the card, you're the main event that night, and everybody who sits there until the lights come back on is there to roar one last massive time for you. The intensity of that roar comes with massive boots to fill, or to remember, Windham's, the master of theatre of the mind, a true artist. Jason Baker also went to great lengths to ensure that Taylor felt Windham in the ring for strength and comfort. He and his amazing wife made Taylor customed gear recycled from Windham's previous matches. What a beautiful sentiment and amazing match. And then it goes into a Bible verse. So that coming from Mika, which is who is the sister of Bo and Bray. And actually, in my mind, there is something missing in this folder, which I don't know why it's not there. But there is this. So Kevin said, highlights from the Uncle Howdy debut match. Have you noticed the one black star on Bo's knee pad? Does that have any connection? So there is a black star there on the knee pads. Now, I've double checked a few Bray attires and I can't see a black star and I can't remember one. It was mentioned, was there a black star on the Fiend costume? I've had a look and I couldn't see one. I know there was praying hands holding the beads, the rosemary beads. I know that was on the Fiend costume, but a black star, I'm not sure. I don't know if that doesn't pay tribute, maybe. I don't know if it's a tribute. I feel like there is a purpose. Some people have wondered if it's like representative of the North Star. But I don't know. I'll be interested to know if anyone's got theories on the star on the knee pad. So I thought that was a really good shout. I retweeted this thoughts as a result. So very good. So that was Uncle Howdy. We've done our top story. We have... Did we do Raw? Oh my God, there's so many folders. There's so many folders. Right, Henry, shout out to you. So these are the matches that are coming up next week for anyone that missed them. Sheamus against Big Bronson Reed. Amazing. Against Ludwig. And then also Ilya against Dragon Lee against Dirty Dominik Mysterio. So we got those matches coming up next week. Michael said, didn't Michael Cole once say on commentary that Finn Balor told him he was the leader of Judgment Day? No leaders, my ass. I don't recall Michael saying that, but I could believe if he did. So I wanted to include this because obviously there's a bit of conversation around leaders, but new graphics as well here for the Judgment Day in the background. So few interesting little developments in regards to the Judgment Day. The whole leader thing might be worth just keeping an eye on. Jordan, thank you. Here's Corey. Michael Cole and Corey Graves will be on the commentary team for SmackDown on USA. Joe and Wade will be the commentary team for Raw on USA. So whilst Raw stays on USA before it moves, it looks like we'll get Joe and Wade, and then SmackDown will be Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Kelly, shout out to you. Here's Adam Pearce. CM Punk has been fined an undisclosed amount for assaulting security with the leather strap that will be used in the strap match. So he did get fined. And talking of CM Punk, he was live underneath the ring So here on Instagram, he was under there. There's a bit where he shows Drew talking on the screen, and then he turns the camera back on himself. There's bits where he's kind of poking the phone out from underneath the ring. And like, I don't think he was live all that long. It was just whilst Drew was doing his promo, CM Punk went live and he was hiding under the ring. We know, of course, his music would hit, he would get out, and then he would attack Drew from behind with the strap. And but yeah, there was plenty of footage doing the rounds of him being under the ring. Jordan, again, thank you. Of course, lots of people talking about this being black. What does this mean? Is he going to turn? I don't know if it was that Jeff Delaney, but I do remember someone mentioning about the fact everyone could be looking at Xavier being the one to turn because he's wearing black and they're making things feel like it's going to be him. It could be Kofi that does the turning. I do like that theory, because they've done it so many times, the old switcheroo, where you're looking in this direction and boom, out of nowhere, he catches you off guard. So, interesting. New gears, everything heartbroken. So, is it coming? Is the split coming? Watson, hello, my friends. So, Fadeaway Media said, what is this fan sign? Dom sniffs, lives, farts. I think that's true. I think that's true. And I would imagine that Liv does the same to Dom as well. So there we go. Pretty wild fan sign. And here, look, we've got Roman Reigns SZN saying Judgment Day with an all-new Titantron, which we mentioned earlier, but there's another look at it there. So, Jordan, thank you. That was our Raw folder. We could go to the WWE folder. Listen to this. Belgium, really loud for AJ Styles. Byron Saxton, the ring announcer, by the way. Byron Saxton, the ring announcer. Loud, isn't it? Loud. Good, though. Really fired up crowds. And it's worth mentioning, I don't want to include too many clips. There was a clip doing the rounds of Cody, and he had a sign, and he read it, and it was like, Belgium wants a PLE. And of course, like, the crowd are going crazy. I don't think they were as loud as that, though. But the crowd were going crazy. It's like, I can't hear you because of the pyro from earlier, but do Belgium want a PLE? And they're like, going mental. And there's a clip doing the rounds of them chanting, hey Bailey, I want to know, are you going to be my girl? And Bailey actually responded, holy shiz, thank you, Belgium. You'll never know how much we need nights like tonight. Hashtag WWE Brussels. So seems like the tour over in Belgium is a great success, which is brilliant news. Right, now I gotta give you an update here. I get sent so many pictures. Now, honestly, if I go through my notifications, I can't go like 3 or 4 posts without someone sending me a fun phone case. So you need to know the competition is really high, right? Black phone cases ain't cutting it anymore, right? They ain't gonna cut it. Like, transparent phone, there really does need to be a reason for me to include it. Right? There's always needed to be a reason, but this has got out of control. People are going crazy about this folder, right? Here's Ratchet saying the pressure is on now. My first attempt, it got top tier. So we really have to deliver for attempt 2. Strategy is to go back with Queen Black Zelina Vega. Well, I mean, listen, I have to include this. I have to include this. Because look at the... Oh, mate. Come on. How do I not include that? I mean, that is about as good a phone case as you'll ever find. I mean, it is so detailed. I don't know what it is. It's some boomer anime thing. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, of course it makes it. Of course it makes it. The only thing I would say is that your first attempts got in, your second attempts got in. I want to know what Ratchet's third attempt's going to look like. right? I want to know what the third attempt looks like. So, challenge set. Get your third attempt in, right? You've killed it with your first two. You got to deliver one more time. Right, Vicky, shout out to you, tagging me in this from Isla. And I gotta be honest, Vicky, as soon as I saw this, I was like, no. It's a WWE superstar, but it looks to be a black case. And the competition is just too high. But I clicked on it, and it had one of these Pop-Tarts, right? And it's the moon. And I was like, oh, that is quite nice, actually. I don't know why, I really like the moon. Do you know you can get a moon kind of object, right? A sphere that looks like the moon. And I think it's a lamp, actually. And it kind of floats in the air using magnets. And it, like, rotates round slowly. And you can put it on your bedside table, and it just sort of rotates round. And it levitates, and it's the moon. It looks really good. I've looked at it a few. It's quite expensive. I've looked at it a couple of times and like, oh, that's nice. I mean, I don't need it. And there's no reason for me to own it. But it does look nice. And it just reminded me of that. So I do like that Pop-Tart. That is nice. So I got to tell you, it made it for that. This, even with the spark. Oh, I've only just realized this must be like a night sky. Oh, I wonder if they're meant to be stars. Oh, God, it gets better. Oh, it gets better, doesn't it? Moon and stars. If it was just black with like some sparkles on it, ain't making it. But that's what made it. That's what made it. So Vicky, well done. You made it. And look at this. Wicked Six said, I guess it really is about the phone case. Fallon Henley. Fallon Henley. I know that you've only done this to get into this folder, but you've made it. Well done, right? Fallon Henley says 10 out of 10. My new favorite case. Get you, I mean, it was from 2021. Forget about that. Get you 100, but careful, I bite. So there we go. Look, we have now got wrestlers from 3 years ago putting out messages about phone cases that they've received. And this one sucks as well. It looks rubbish. But she was so excited about it. She was so excited by that. I mean, I don't know. It looks rubbish. But I'm loving that. And then look at this. Look. Something different, right? I don't mind a little bit different. To be honest, I was looking at Rhea. I was like, God, she looks young. She looks so young. I don't even know if that's a phone case, but yeah, that is an interesting stand. I don't know. I put it in because it was different. It grabbed my attention. I don't want to say I regret it now because that seems a bit harsh. But, yeah, I mean, I can't, if I had to go to court and justify why this made it into the fun phone case, I don't know that I could do it. I don't know. This might be one that divides the community. And is actually, I didn't notice this at the time. I am the color red. Shout out to you. Is that the same phone case? Have we got phone case bingo going on? Oh, my God. It's the same phone case that's been included twice. This is horrific. This is a horrific admin error that has occurred. The same phone case has made it twice. Do you know what, Ratchet? You are so lucky. If I had seen this and had seen that this was the same as one that was already in, this would not have made it. You are so... Do you know how lucky you are? You've put in a phone case that's already in, but because I've been filling these folders for 48 hours, I didn't even realize it was already. You are so lucky. You are so lucky. I feel like we're very lucky as well. I am the color red. Shout out to you. And then look at this, Dave. Love this. What's better than one fun phone case? 2 fun phone cases. Look at this. This is like old school performance center Alexa. And then, look at these. Even got divas on it. So, 2 old phone cases, but they are fun. They're so fun. She doesn't even put them on her phone. She just walks around with them just to show people. Rumors are she still carries them around with her to this day. So there we go. Fun phone case folder. Listen, I know that was controversial. Certainly the Rhea picture and the fact that a phone case featured twice. I know. You don't need to tell me. But that's why we need to get these folders clear and start again, right? Done Raw. Done Machine Gun. Done Sid. Done WWE. Members is for members. Fun phone case. Top story. Uncle Howdy. We just got fun and other. Let's send this baby home. How much is in this fun folder? Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't help but gravitate to it. Oh yeah, she's singing along as she's I can't play it because of music, but she's singing along to a song as she's working out, and the line is, I can't help but gravitate towards you, and then she says Jay at the end, and she's like So we're still getting these little teases. So Jax, shout out to you. Here we've got this guy Cody put himself through a table. Look, he did that. He didn't succeed. The crowd are a bit... Oh. So he goes, no, it's all right. We can do it. We can do it. And he goes again. Oh, puts himself through a table. Yay! Cody knows what the people want. Cody knows. So Shaquem, shout out to you. Oh, I love this. I love this. Is great. Kevin, shout out to you.
Not these people. Oh my God, we're in Germany. Not these people yelling LeBron James.
At Montez.
Literally, this little boy like, LeBron James. LeBron James. Oh my God. The fact we went to Hawaii. It just happened before. This man do not look like no LeBron James. I mean, literally, this little boy gonna be so embarrassed when he come over here and ask for a picture. Oh God! Because this is not LeBron James. I mean, literally, he said, "Is he following me?" He said, "LeBron James."
Is he following me?
I hope he's not following us. This is gonna be so embarrassing. Is that him? Huh? No, he's inside the park though. We just heard LeBron James.
I didn't look back because I don't want to acknowledge something, but I felt bad not acknowledging him.
He looked back and he's like.
So the kid thought that was LeBron James. I actually don't know what happens in this. Does the kid actually go up to them eventually? Do we get the kids? No, I think they managed to avoid the kids. I think they managed to stay away from the kid long enough, but that's pretty good, isn't it? Kid going up, going, LeBron James, LeBron James. Love it. Kevin, excellent. We've seen this before, but it might have been missed by people. TJF, shout out to you. This is, boom, the dude in the crowd fainting. Oh. When that tag was made by Michin. So we have seen that before, but TJF, shout out to you. Wrestling Misfit said, what Jimmy gonna look like when he finally returns? It's been a long time. He's gonna look like me. He's gonna look like me. So there we go. Colton said, you know what folder. This is the new Judgment Day. So there we've got an afro and an apple. Here we've got a lady. Here we've got someone with a massive head. The new Judgment Day. I like that. That's really good. That's really good. Little Fuego. Look, JD McDonough said it takes one to know one. Look at this. It's getting a bit heated, isn't it? It's getting a bit heated. Picture of Rhea when she was a baby. So look at that. Little Fuego. Coach Co laughing at this. So here's Big E, nearly paralyzed but not angry at Ridge Holland. Here's Tyson Kidd, nearly paralyzed but not angry at Samoa Joe. Paralyzed, right, Droz, but was not angry at D'Lo Brown. F Goldberg. Forgive him. F Goldberg, man. I like that, Coach Go. I like it a lot. Right, Drew. No one deserves anything in life, but after singing Oasis in Cardiff that one time, it would be a travesty if I didn't get tickets. So there we go. There's a picture of Drew standing where the front cover was of Oasis. I think we've all done that. I didn't have the album with me, but I've been on that street. Because that is the street where it's only in London. It's not far away from, like, Oxford Street. And there we've got Drew standing there having his picture took. And it is true. After singing Oasis in Cardiff, it would be a travesty if he didn't get tickets. That is the talk of the UK, man. Massive story. So, Spartan, shout out to you. And Word of Wrestling said, check this out. I know you're a man of facts and knowledge, and I think you'll appreciate this. So, Word of Wrestling looked into it. Bron said that no one from the bloodline had ever beaten a member of his family. But Word of Wrestling went back and, like, no, in 93, they did. The Head Shrinkers beat the Steiner brothers, so factually, that's incorrect. So, good investigation work there from Word of Wrestling. Head Shrinkers did, in fact, beat. So he's perhaps they didn't show him that match. Perhaps they've shown him all the they've shown the Steiners have shown him all the matches where they win. In his mind, they're undefeated. In his mind, the Steiners never lost. So I love that. Very good. Right, then we got a few bits. TCS forever, yes sir. This is Julia saying goodbye to her grandpa before leaving Japan. Julia on her way to NXT. She is done. All her dates are done with Marigolds. Dominik Mysterio lays out his terms for what it will take to carry the mask and consider Rey his father again. So Rey would have to publicly get on his knees in the middle of the ring, take off his mask, unmask himself, hand it to me like he's presenting some sort of offering, and declare that I am the greatest Mysterio of all time. As he gives it to me, he would need to get down and bow to me. I would take the mask and carry the legacy as the greatest Mysterio that ever lived. God, not much. He don't want much, does he? So, Spartan, shout out to you. Love this. My God, man, they should do promos here. Jacob Fatu. Look at this image. That is so good. Fuego, love that. Had quite a few people tag me in this. I didn't even think to be following Jacob. I don't have him in my list. I need to get him added. But that is just so good. So good. Wrestle Night, shout out to you. New shirts. Couple of new Gunther ones. Here's one of them. Of course, you can get to WWE Shop. We got links in the description. But that is quite nice. Couple of nice new shirts. Apparently, Rey has been announced for the Jody Chestnut Kobayashi Unfinished Beef thing that's happening. This is like I think a hot dog eating contest, some food eating contest. I think it's a big deal in America. Big deal. So I don't know if I can watch it actually, and I don't know if it's clashing with something, but yeah, Jordan, shout out to you. Chelsea, oh, this is interesting. So there was an interview with Tessa Blanchard, who came out and was talking about what it's been like for her over the past few years, how difficult it's been. And she's been reading about like someone that just she doesn't recognize, all these people saying things about her. Chelsea, serious, coming out and responding, saying, I don't wish self-harm or thoughts of suicide on anyone. And I hope that she has found peace, right? Talking about Tessa. However, a simple I am sorry goes a long way. We haven't heard that yet. And accountability matters. And a redemption tour of interviews won't erase the actions of an egotistical bully. Chelsea Green, man, not mixing up her words. Not mixing up her words at all. I've just clicked on it so I can have a look. I know there was a couple of wrestlers that responded. Isla Dawn said, I love you. Gabby Ortiz said, clock that tea, mom. I wonder if, can I show you what I'm seeing? There we go. Gabby Ortiz. It's amazing to see someone of your status call this out. Chelsea said, I've got us. Isla Dawn says, I love you. Chelsea, like, I don't know if there was any other wrestlers. Is that Wrestle Talk themselves? No, I don't think that's the actual Wrestle Talk. Yeah, there was a few wrestlers that have spoken out against Tessa in the past. I saw those couple. I think that might be it for the wrestlers. Everything else is just... but Gabby Ortiz and Isla Dawn. So there we go. I mean, that is, you know, not mixing the words. And I think you do need that clarity, in all fairness. So interesting. Oh, I love this. There's nothing to do with WWE, and I really don't include anything that's not really WWE, but oh my god, this is amazing. Cara Noir is so cool. Cara Noir, former Progress champion, and just such an amazing, if you've never seen a Cara Noir entrance, it's so good. So I love Cara Noir. I might go and watch it again in a bit, but this is someone I always wanted in NXT UK, and then NXT UK folded, and now I want him in NXT, and I don't know if that's a possibility, but he got injured and it looked like his career was done, and now he's come back. I'm so excited. Love Cara Noir. And here, look, Sami said, oh my god, it's happening and it's going to be biblical, talking about the Oasis reunion. So there is excitement out there from the WWE superstars about the Oasis reunion, and I'm also excited, and I am also going to try and get tickets just like everyone else in the UK. So TGF1983, shout out to you, shout out to everyone that contributed. Honestly, my notifications, I was drowning. I was worried this was going to go about an hour. It's clocked in at about 40 minutes. That's okay, bit longer than I wanted, but so much to get through. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and thanks for all the support. I will see you again next time. Bye for now.